Hi, I'm attorney Derek Martin with Driver Defense Team. Today we're talking about the possible outcomes to an aggravated speeding ticket. Remember, this is a criminal offense because you're charged with going greater than 25 miles an hour over the speed limit. If it were a regular traffic ticket, you would have the option at least to mail it in or go online, pay it, and be done with it. But you don't have that option here. You're required to go to court because it's a criminal offense. In court is where that outcome will be determined. You're probably going to be required, or at least want to have a lawyer for this in order to determine the best outcome possible for you. So what are the possible outcomes to an aggravated speeding ticket in Illinois? There are 4 common outcomes to an aggravated speeding ticket. We're going to talk about the worst possible outcome all the way to the best possible outcome. So the worst possible outcome on an aggravated speeding ticket is a conviction on the misdemeanor. This can occur if you plead guilty or if you go to trial and you are found guilty by a judge. Judge can enter a conviction on your record, and this would affect both your driving record and your criminal record. And then the judge can give you a sentence. That sentence can be anything from just a regular fine all the way up to thousands of dollars in fines and maybe even jail time. That is possible on an aggravated speeding ticket. Court supervision is the next best possible outcome. This is good because it allows you to avoid that conviction. Supervision is an agreement between you and the court where you have to pay some fines or maybe some community service or do some classes. Whatever that agreement is, as long as you hold up your end of the bargain, which includes not getting more traffic tickets, but as long as you hold up your end of the bargain, you will not get a conviction on your record. So it's a way to sidestep that conviction, and that's why court supervision is beneficial. An even better outcome would be getting your speeding ticket reduced. This is something we achieve very frequently for our clients, but it really does depend on your situation, your speed, your courthouse, your background. But what this is the prosecutor has the power to take your ticket and cross off the speed and write in a slower speed. What that would do is it would drop that down from a misdemeanor down to something less. Typically, that would be a petty traffic offense. So it's no longer a misdemeanor, and you no longer have to worry about the criminal portion of this. It would be reduced down to a regular traffic ticket. Then, step 2 is on that regular traffic ticket, what we try to do is avoid the conviction on that. Oftentimes by getting you that court supervision, but court supervision on a petty traffic ticket as opposed to the misdemeanor. That is hugely beneficial to your record and a very good outcome if you can achieve it. And the best possible outcome is getting your ticket dismissed. Now, I have to tell you that this is not the most common outcome, but it is absolutely something we look to do for all of our clients. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. Oftentimes, it's maybe a technicality where the officer made a mistake, or sometimes we can work out an agreement. It's called deferred prosecution, where the prosecutor agrees to dismiss the ticket after you've completed some classes or some community service. If that's going to be an option for you, it's a good one and we got to take it. Another one is going to trial and winning. If you go to trial and you're found not guilty of speeding at all, then you would have your ticket essentially dismissed. You're not guilty of the offense, so you would have no fines or fees and nothing would be on your record. So those are the 4 most common outcomes to an aggravated speeding ticket. Now, which one is going to be right for you is very difficult to say, because it depends on the circumstances of your ticket, depends on your background, where you have court, who your prosecutor and judges are. And so what we need to do is we need to talk about those specific things as they apply to you and determine what may be a good outcome, what may be a bad outcome, and how we can achieve the best possible outcome for you.